Hello knitters, Faylene from Strands Knitting Studio in San Clemente, California. And today I have on and off my needles and it's Christmas. Stay tuned. Okay, off my needles and block and all ends are woven in is the Wild and Free shawl. Beautiful, so it's asymmetrical. You start down there and you end up over here and you've got striping that happens. Yep. Lace. So this is 2 skeins of fingering. I'd have to look and see what needle I was on. Probably like a 5-ish. Because it's not a real small needle, like 5 or 7 or something. And yeah. Oh, look at that. Is that drop? Oh, look at that. I love it when I show you guys stuff and I find the mistakes. So this is the most common mistakes knitters make. This one right here. See that? That's when you don't quite get through your stitch. And when you take it off, you end up with the old stitch and the yarn that would have been the new stitch laying over your needles, sort of like a yarn over. Well, it is a yarn over unless you fix it. And we do yarn overs on purpose to make holes. And so there's the hole. Yay. But all you have to do is tack it down in the back. You just sort of push it together, a couple stitches, it's gone. Especially in garter. But there you go. I'm not perfect, you guys. Always think I am, but heck no. But other than that, it's beautiful. Just love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, the next one is I have the pattern Runo, R-U-U-N-O, and it's an earth, a designer for earth yarns, which is these yarns at the bottom. Up top is Dream, but these and these are earth. And this is earth. So this is the one which I showed you last week. It's fuzzy. And I'm knitting. So wait, I gotta get this right. Because the back side, the purl side is actually the front side. So it's actually reverse stockinette. But anyway, so I've got it going. So you can tell the difference. This is the front. That's the knit side. That's gonna be the inside. So this is like this. There's the back. I'm on a size 15 needle. So this goes really fast, very, very, very fast. So yeah, so that I'm doing that. We have this color, we have like light taupe, and then those 3 colors at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 3 colors. And then this color and the taupe color. So that's what's on my needles. It's gonna be off my needles pretty quickly because it's on a 15. So that's what's on my needles. Okay, so there's one yarn I haven't talked about yet. It's called Carmelo, and it's a blend of merino and alpaca. So this actually could make the same garment as this. The gauge is pretty close. We have quite a few different colors, I think. This color is like freaking amazing. And then we have a cream, and I'm sure we have a few more. They're just sort of hiding from me at the moment. But anyways, it's very, very soft. It's a brush. We got quite a few brush things. Brush is still in. So what this does, so if you've been looking in the knitting world on what people have been doing the last couple of years, we have been carrying a mohair along with another yarn. And the mohair gives it the fuzzies. So now we've got yarns where we don't have to carry a mohair, and this is almost the same kind of a look as the mohair gives. So, and it's just so soft and fabulous. Come on, people, look at that color. Oh my God, that's gorgeous. And then there's colors in this too. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but there are colors, movement and colors. It's like got green, teal, gray. Yeah, it's really pretty. And again, super duper soft, just really soft. This easily, well, it says it's on a 10 to, I think, like an 11. And so that means easily 13, 15, and possibly a 17, just depending on what fabric you want. But this is bigger needles, which means it goes fast. So again, hats, scarves, fast. 15, fast. And a hat, you'll probably want to go down to a 13. and maybe even the 11 on a hat. Just if they need warmth, you don't want the stitches to be big where there's lots of holes between the stitches. You want it denser. So you may go for a hat, you may want to be on an 11. For a scarf, 13, possibly a 15. But yeah, so this is fabulous, fabulous. We have several of these kinds. We have Beatrix is similar, and okay, I found it all. So we've got the Carmela, we have Beatrix. See, this is Carmela, this is Beatrix. They're very similar. They're different fibers, though. This has Angora in it, Beatrix, rabbit. And this is Alpaca Merino. And then this is also knitting up at a very similar gauge. And it lists the same needles because it's saying it's a bulky and from a 9 to 11. So this is knitting up at the same gauge. So we have quite a few that are knitting up at the higher needles, like, you know, 11, 13, 15 needles. And so that makes them fast, and they're all super soft and super yummy. Okay, the other yarn I want to talk about, this one isn't brand new in, but it's new in, is this Cashmere 16 Fine. This is like lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So this is 80% wool, 10% cashmere, and 10% the polymade. And the polymade, again, is the thread that they're having to carry to, this is like a crochet chain yarn. So that's the thread that's being carried to do that. So we've got this, we got this gorgeous, gorgeous red color. I mean, it's cashmere. It's not full cashmere, but it's soft. And then this is a really great, interesting color, which is sort of similar. Where'd it go? These sort of cousins. And we also have the gray. I think we have another couple colors in here. This gold one. I mean, these are beautiful. So there's some good, like, again, infinity scarves, hats, fingerless mitts, all lovely, 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 lovely ideas. Here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. It's that time. So I'm going to talk about our pillows, because we have pillows and you have enough time right now to knit a pillow. If you work on it, you need to work on it. So this is one of my favorites. This one I made last year. And you're just making the front, then you're finding the pillow, a pillow at the store to sew the front on. I happened to luck out and find this last year at Home Goods. Who knows, it might still be there. And then you just you sew this piece that you knitted on the front of the pillow. You're just tacking it, and then a pom-pom on the top. So this is in Tarja, which isn't it? It's, once you get it, it's not that hard. And then you have to put the fringy stuff on for here and make a little nose. Yes, so that's in Tarja. That's Santa. And here's our these other ones are Fair Isle. So that's the Fair Isle Santa. And the original pattern was for much smaller yarn figuring, and they had smaller Santas, so there's a lot more of them. So I changed it to bigger yarn, bigger Santas, so there's fewer of them. And yeah, so that's one. And then we have a snowman one, which is sort of similar to the, and this one I'm pretty sure is just the way the pattern was. I just didn't make it probably as big, because again, I used bigger yarn. But there's the ones with the snowmen. And then if you're brand new to Fair Isle, because those are Fair Isle, there's also this cute little pillow, and this is Fair Isle. So you're going to be knit one, purl one, and now knit one red, knit one white, red, white, red, white, and then you do a row of white, and then red, white. You're just alternating. Pick up the string, knit it red, pick up the string, knit it white. Easy. And it's just this cute little pillow. Make pom-poms. Yep. So there's a pillow for all skill levels. Beginning Fair Isle. I've done Fair Isle. Like, you don't have to have done a lot. This is in the round Fair Isle. Same with this. And then you have in Tarja for this one. Yay! It's time. Okay, and the other Christmas idea that we have and are these trees and Santas. So these are standing trees. They have little cables going down them. You can knit these flat or in the round. All you're doing is putting a piece of paper, cardboardy kind of paper, in a cone shape and putting it in, and that's how it's standing up. And we have this one. Again, this is Fair Isle. So there's another way you can practice some Fair Isle. And then some textured stitches. So those are wonderful, make great vignettes. And then we have these very modern Santa Clauses. These are like my faves. And again, we can do these in the round, the pattern's in the round, but you can do them back and forth if you don't want to do 2 circulars or a magic loop. Yes, cute, right? Yep, and here's another guy. So they all just have few little different ways of, textures and stuff. They have hair on the back. Cute, cute, cute. And here's the third one. This is more Fair Isle. So it's a very cute set. It's a very modern take on Santas. And I love these guys. So, all right. So those are other ideas that you can still plenty of time before Christmas to get stuff like this done. Great gifts. Really unusual and great gifts. Okay, the one thing I sort of want to talk about, because I've had a few customers lately not get this part, and I just wanted to say it out loud. So you have to match, when you're picking patterns and yarns, you have to match the yarn to the pattern, or the pattern to the yarn, so that you're using the same weight of yarn that the pattern is using. So you do that by 2 ways. One, if it's got numbers, like some of them now have numbers on them. Ours don't have it so often, but there's lots of them that do, like a 3, a 4, a 5, or a 6. Okay, match the number. Next, if that's not available, then you're going to look at the needle size that the pattern, the ball band says, and the pattern says. That gives you a little bit more. They have to be, within a needle size. They have to be pretty close. And then the second part is the gauge. How many stitches to 4 inches? So the little square that's on the ball band, it's always 4 inches. The gauge is always measured in a 4-inch increment. So whatever it says, like I said, if it's 20 stitches equals 4 inches, the gauge on your ball band has to say the same as the gauge on your pattern, or be very close. All right, like very close. The only way this is different is if they're pushing the needle way up for some of these sweaters. So some of these sweaters will say, it's a 13 and a 15, and we put it on a 17 and a 19. So that can happen, but most of the time in this middle range, you gotta be pretty close, like to what it is. So you can't just go, oh, I like this pattern. It looks like it's a white, and I want this yarn, I'm just gonna put them together. If this yarn is super bulky, the pattern is for worsted, it's not going to work. So you have to match it up. Somehow you have to match it up. And those are different ways to know that you're at least in the ballpark and not like, 3 sizes away from each other. So I just want to say that because people just don't understand that all the time. And they come in and they want this pattern and this yarn, and I'm like, they're not going to work. They're too far apart from each other. So you have to do that. So again, it's going to be either the number, if it's a number, it's going to be the needle sizes, the one on the ball band, the one on the pattern, they need to be in the same area, like 6 to 7. So this one could say like 6 to 8, or 6 to 9, or 7 to 9. Okay, you got a 7, so you might be able to get it to work in here. Again, it depends on what you're doing. And if you don't have that, which you should have that, then there's also the gauge, which is always measured in 4 inches, unless it says different. It will say differently. It'll say 2 stitches to the inch if it's to the inch. If it just says gauge is 22, we're doing it to 4 inches. Do not worry about row gauge too much, especially on garments, because we knit to inches, and it's very rare that your stitch count and your row gauge actually match. So stitch count is the most important. We knit garments to the inch. We need this many inches, So how many rows we have to do isn't as important. The only time it's important is in target can be important, because now the row gauge is actually forming the picture. So if they're like too loose, it's going to be elongated. If it's too tight, it's going to shorten it. But that's advanced. Don't listen to me. If you're not doing a target, don't listen to me. But please match your pattern to your yarn. So that's it for today, and tomorrow's Halloween, and then it's Thanksgiving, November, and we're in it. So I hope you come check out our ideas. We got more than I talked about today, and come in, get your new yarns. They're so amazingly wonderful yarns. They're so soft and so neck worthy. Like it doesn't itch. It doesn't itch. They're amazing yarns. So come in, get your stuff going, and I hope to see you in the studio real soon. Bye.